Heyo! Welcome to the Team SNG Test Hands video. This is the Test Hands video for the Unchained Fusion Deck Profile, which was featured on the channel earlier this week. If you haven't checked it out, link to it is down in the description below. Highly recommend you check out the profile before you watch the test hand. But, dealer's choice, it's totally up to you if you want to watch this first, see what the deck can do, and then go and see how it's constructed. While I've got your attention, I'd like to ask you, please leave us a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. While you're here, check out the team's Facebook page, link to that's also in the description down below. And without further ado, let's get into it. Now, this is typically a going second deck, but the way I've constructed it, it can go first, so we're going to do 2 going second hands and 1 going first hand. So, now that the deck is all shuffled, we're going to draw 6 cards and go second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This here is going to act as our field center as usual. And let's see what we've drawn. Wailing of the Unchained Souls, Abomination's Prison, Escape of the Unchained, Aruha, Abominable Chamber, and Wailing of the Unchained Soul. So this is actually a really good opening. We're in really good shape. We have lots of options here. So we're going to say we're going second, which is what we've already said. We'll assume our opponents put something on the board, probably have, and we'll go with that. So, first things first, we are going to set our Escape of the Unchained. We are then going to reveal the Aruha in our hand. Hey buddy, here it is. And we are going to pop the Escape of the Unchained to special summon our Aruha. Escape of the Unchained being popped will then allow us to search our deck and special summon from the deck Unchained Twins Sarama. At this point, what we can do is we can use our Sarama to reset the Unchained Escape of the Unchained back onto our field and pop the Aruha. This will then let us special summon from our deck Soul of Disaster. Soul of Disaster can target a monster on our opponent's side of the field and link away. So we're going to assume that we're targeting a non-link monster, because you're definitely going to be targeting at least enough material to get yourself into the Unchained Soul of Rage. So we're going to go with that. At this point, we could use Unchained Soul of Rage and Sarama to go into our link 3. The Unchained Soul of Anguish. If our opponent had another card on the field, we could then use the Unchained Soul of Anguish to link off the other face-up card on our opponent's side of the field, letting us go into our Unchained Abomination. Now at this point, we've done all of this without using our normal summon. We can also set our Abominable Chamber of the Unchained. If we activated our Wailing of the Unchained, we'd have actually taken something off our opponent's board when we link summoned up. And finally, we could activate our Abomination's Prison, keeping the second Wailing of the Unchained in our hand, and searching out the Abominable Unchained Soul. At this point, we would probably be attacking our opponent for some damage. If not, though, we can end our turn. We could use the Unchained Abomination to pop the Abominable Chamber of the Unchained in our end phase, letting us special summon Rakia which means on our opponent's turn, we can then pop something else. Also, because the Unchained Abomination has popped a card on our side of the field, while we have Abominable Unchained Soul in our hand, we can actually special summon the Abominable Unchained Soul. If our opponent has left us any cards on our opponent's side, on their side of the field that need to be destroyed, we can then pitch the Wailing of the Unchained Soul, triggering Abominable Unchained Soul's effect, popping a card on our opponent's side of the field, which would then also trigger the Unchained Abomination's effect to pop another card. So by this point, we've had 3 or 4 pops on our opponent's side of the field. We've also used 2 of their cards as materials to get into our big boss monster, and we've left the board with 7,500 points worth of damage. It's just sitting there in our end phase. We're also ready to react to our opponent using Rakia to pop our face down, letting us special summon from the deck. And we could typically special summon at this point another copy of Soul of Disaster, which would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2,100 attack. Or we can pop something on our opponent's side of the field and pop our Rakia, letting us special summon something from the deck as well, which is probably the better play. So that's not a bad opening at all. We lent heavily into the Unchained engine. We didn't see a single Predaplant card, which is fine. As long as our opponent didn't have targeting protection, that is definitely a reasonable sort of thing that you can expect to occur. So, this time we're going to go first, so we're only going to draw 5 cards. Unchained Soul of Disaster, Wailing of the Unchained Souls, Unchained Twins Sarama, Escape of the Unchained, and Predaplant Orphis Scorpio. So this is a completely different system. This time we're probably going to lean actually quite heavily into our fusion engine. So we've gone first, meaning that we don't have the advantage of being able to pop stuff and take stuff off of our opponent's side of the field, meaning that the Soul of Disaster is kind of a bit of a dead card for us. So we're going to do our best to make something of that card. We're going to normal summon our Predaplant Orphis Scorpio and send our Unchained Twin Sarama to the grave to special summon our Predaplant Chlamydia Sundew. Now, at this point, we don't really have a whole lot we can do here. So what we could do at best is probably use Chlamydia Sundew and Soul of Disaster as fusion material for Greedy Venom Fusion Dragon. So this acts as I said in the deck profile, as a bit of a nuclear deterrent. If our opponent is to destroy this card, we get to blow up the entire field. And then we get to banish Soul of Disaster from our grave to bring it straight back. So it's a bit unfortunate that we've ended up in that situation where we've had to sort of sit on this and hope. If our opponent is to send this, or our opponent's to bounce this, we could be in real trouble. But we do have some Unchained traps, allowing us next turn, if we draw into our Abomination's Prison or our Ruha, potentially to go straight into the Unchained engine and really punish our opponent. Oh. Or our Super Poly. That's always also a good option. So, that does it for the second test hand. So, onto our final test hand. This is going second, and this is where this deck really does excel. Abomination's Prison, already a great start. Allure of Darkness, another really good card. Abomination's Prison, probably didn't need to see 2 of those. Abominable Unchained Soul, good card for us. Escape of the Unchained, so we do have our Aruha plays right here. and Predaplant Orphis Scorpio, which is really nice for us to see here because as much as we don't want to go into the Predaplant engine, we do want a dark so that we can use Allure of Darkness. So I think the first play is going to be using, well, Allure of Darkness. We're going to then draw 2 cards. Super Poly, very nice card for us to have. And another Abominable Unchained Soul. So that's a bit unfortunate. We don't really want 2 of them. So I think we're going to banish one of our 2 Abomination Unchained Souls for the cost of the Allure of Darkness. Next, we're going to set our Escape of the Unchained. We are going to then activate Abomination's Prison. And we are going to special summon, or we're going to search Unchained Twins Aruha. Now, don't forget, we are going second here, so we want to be able to use Soul of Disaster to really give ourselves some extension. First things first, though, we are going to pop the Escape of the Unchained with Aruha, triggering Escape of the Unchained, letting us special summon from our deck Sarama. We will then use Sarama's effect, popping Aruha, setting Escape of the Unchained, popping Aruha, and special summoning from the deck Soul of Disaster. Triggering to the pop of Aruha, we will reveal the Unchained Soul in our hand and pitch the Orphis Scorpio to pop something on our opponent's side of the field. Then we're going to use Soul's effect, target something on our opponent's side of the field, link it and Soul away into our Soul of Rage. At this point, we are going to link Soul of Rage and Sarama into our Soul of Anguish, and then our Soul of Anguish and something on our opponent's side of the field into our Unchained Abomination. Now we can't pop Escape of the Unchained again this turn. We could pop Abomination's Prison though. So the question now becomes, do we want to use Super Poly to go into a big boss monster, one of our Predaplant boss monsters, or do we want to pop Abomination's Prison to go further into the Unchained engine, which is definitely an option for us. At this point though, I would basically aim to do as much damage with these 2 on board, setting the Super Poly, so on our opponent's turn we can use Super Poly, pitching the Abomination's Prison in hand as cost, letting us take stuff off of our opponent's board and potentially give ourselves a boss monster of our own. That does it for the test hands video for the Unchained Fusion deck. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you guys are thinking about building this, let me know. I'm really curious to see how many people are interested in building this deck. I've had a lot of fun with it. I've used as close a build as I can get on Legacy of the Duelist, and I've really enjoyed it there. And I can't wait for locals and OTSs to open up again so I could take it to an OTS and just see how well it well and truly does. Its ability to out-Dragoon using the Predaplant engine is really good, but its ability to also out most problematic monsters using the Unchained engine and their extra deck, really fun. That being said, I would like to thank you guys for watching. Do leave us a like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the team's Facebook page, link to that's down in the description below. Check out the deck profile also in the description below, and I will see you guys at the next video.